So now we start talking about longevity, we start talking about duty cycles. If you walk with your feet turned out like a duck, your ankles aren't really ankles anymore. They don't work. It's like one of your wheels on your car turned out sideways. Now you're taking 10,000 steps like that. How many steps does it take before you start to have a wear pattern problem? And if you start to see the duty cycles, 10,000 steps a day, and it's probably 20,000 here, in the UK. Do the math, 140,000 a week. What is that in a month?
Do you think things like Vibram 5 fingers would help with that?
Well, I think Vibrams, I'm going to get sued, but Vibrams will help by preventing you from having sex because they're so ugly.
Jesus.
Let's be clear.
I get by. Well, I just don't wear any shoes.
So you
genuinely don't think that they help?
Yeah. Well, so I think that the Vibram was a really...
There you go.
There we go.
I want to hear this.
It was a way of selling stuff to white people. Let's be honest.
So, London Real does not endorse Kelly's views.
Yeah. So you genuinely think like barefoot walking doesn't help correct those kind of issues?
Barefoot walking is fantastic. Yeah. Your shoes should be flat. Yeah. Why? Because you're born with your heel on the ground. And when we start to systematically shorten your heel cords by elevating
I've had Achilles tendonitis from having high heels on my shoes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then, well, not only that.
The extreme is women's high heels, right?
The extreme, but if you're wearing any running shoe, any sneaker, right, runners, is that what you call them here?
Trainers.
I knew some word. Yeah. So any trainer that people are cruising around in typically has a heel. Yeah. That heel is the equivalent of a high heel shoe. It doesn't matter, 2 millimeters, 4 millimeters. Yeah. The average drop of like a big Nike shoe can be upwards of a centimeter. Yeah. And what we've done is now we've taken the center of mass, kicked it forward. Now these kids are walking around in like Chinese foot binding. We've laughed at that, right? Oh, how stupid. They used to bind their feet. What are you doing? You're binding your heel cords. Yeah. And so now we've kicked these kids up forward. Their center of mass is off. They shorten the heel cords, shorten structures. Yeah. And then if you go and jump and land and you have these shortened structures, you've just yanked on the tendon on the insertion and it gets hot. So what you figured out is walking around barefoot made your feet really strong. You shouldn't be squishy all the time. I feel like you should be barefoot as much as you can. You're barefoot right now during the interview, as you should be. You can get into the Mercola website and talk about negative ion grounding and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
sure.
I'm in that stuff.
Sure. Fine, I'm in. But you know what? Benefit. Turns out you should probably be barefoot. Yeah. And people aren't barefoot, and your feet should be strong. I went skiing with my family last year, and I went into a ski boot. It was the right ski boot for me, and the guy's like, "Oh, your feet are too wide. You have summer feet." And I was like, "Summer feet? Like, these are what my feet do, bro."
They were just all expanded from the summer?
In it, bro. And right. So, but that's because my feet actually do what feet are supposed to do. My toes spread out, they don't touch, right? I have strong feet. Yeah. So the issue is the Vibram the best expression of that? Probably not, because the toes are jammed up and it actually does have an arch. Okay, but being barefoot or in a barefoot-like shoe or in Vivo or any other...
In Vivo is better than
yeah. Well, I think that any shoe that allows you to be on a flat surface and have some contact, you just need enough padding in your shoe so you don't bruise. That's it. But you should be able to feel the ground.
Right. I read a quote from you, and you said the human body is designed for 110 years. This week on London Real, Max Kaiser is back to talk crowdfunding and George Galloway's run for mayor of London.
Raise a million, X number of thousands of people want this. They want me as mayor. This is the target. And either it's yes or no. It's a binary outcome. It's a serious attempt, again, to disrupt this political process, which everyone agrees is completely corrupted by big business, big corporations. There's the mayor's office, and then there's the mayor's public relations office. And it's a parade all day long of big business, coming through that office, looking to do deals. Boris Johnson's over in China in a helicopter and saying Chinese people come to London. Well, what about all the jobs that ended up going to China?
London Real presents Max Kaiser, crowdfunding.
Let's see what the people want, not what the people are going to be sold through the corrupt